So it has been some time since I have been on here, and literally is not good. I let's see if the audio sounds good on here. Let's see. Yeah. So it has been some time. Yeah, it looks like it sounds good. Okay. So, and today, so I've been, let's just say my iron has been terrible. And because of that, I have been so tired, so unmotivated, not wanting to do anything at all, just completely exhausted. And so, if you don't know how iron works, iron is it obviously gives us oxygen. It sends the oxygen to the muscles, right? Hey, bestie. Hi. Cheers. So, and today, so I've been so tired, unmotivated to do Spirit and Coffee. And I was like, oh, I'll just start back on it on Monday. And then what do you think happened? Well, I got this pop up message and it's like the 3rd year anniversary of Spirit and Coffee. So I was like, I can't skip today. I feel good. I can do it. So it has been 3 years since I started the inception of Spirit and Coffee. And I was like, I have to get on here and I have to be able to, say thank you, first of all, to people who get on here, who watch. I miss you too, bestie. Come visit me. But thank you guys for, getting on. And it's not about me, it's about you, right? It's not like I have a million trillion followers after all this time. It's not like I've ever asked anybody to uh, pay me anything. This is me giving back to humanity. This is me trying to serve or to support the elevation of consciousness for individuals, for them to be able to live their best life. And whatever message people get, they get. If they get on here, they do. If there's crickets, there's crickets. But it really is for you. So, I just want to say that I'm honored that I'm able to hopefully support you guys, and that you are honoring your buy up to these. And, however long you stay, however many times you've watched, whatever you got, that hopefully there's some nuggets there that you were able to take away. And I'd say that the best thing to do is kind of reflect on, like, if you're an individual who's listened to Spirit and Coffee for quite some time, ask yourself, in those 3 years, what have I accomplished? Am I living closer to my divine birthright within those 3 years, right, that I've listened? Am I edging myself forward? Am I allowing myself to get a little bit more or closer to the goals that I want to accomplish? Or am I in the same place, right? And those are the bigger questions. So when I think about the 3 years that I've been doing this, I can tell you it feels like I went through 50 lifetimes and different transformations and change of scenery. And I lived here and I lived there and I came back and I did this and I lived in I don't know how many different places. But I look at my life and I ask myself, am I closer? Okay? Am I a bit closer to where I need to be in terms of my goals? Am I edging towards those things that are important to me? Okay? And when I look at 3 years, like when I look at my life, I'm like, yes, I'm a little bit closer to where I, want to be. Good morning, Sharon. Um, so I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you for showing up for you. This is about you. And at any time that you guys want to hear a topic or you have a question, please write to me. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to, good morning, Mercy, trying to expand, right, the reach of individuals that get to hear a message, right? And what is it that you guys want to hear? And I'm trying to get better at that, right? Good morning, Ellen. What does that look like? How do I expand my scope? What is it that you guys want to hear? What is it that's going to support you? This is not, it's not about me. It is and it isn't. It is in that I get something out of it by giving back to humanity and also allowing myself the space to open up, right? But I want to hear from you guys. What is it that you guys want to hear? And how can I serve you, right? That's what this is about. So it's just being a humble servant, right? In any possible way. So I'm excited that it's been 3 years. I think on the podcast, it's been a little over a year. So on Podbean, it's been a little over a year. I was doing Facebook Lives before this. And so I want to just say thank you. And I appreciate you guys for everything. So cheers to you. Salud. And I am forever grateful. Hey, Quad D, how are you? So I was just talking, Quad D, about like, it's been 3 years since I started Spirit and Coffee, and it's the anniversary, and I haven't been on here for a while because I've been out of it, but I'm on here now. I do want to talk about some of the things that I'm learning. So I started my second semester of my master's course, and if you don't know what I'm taking Consciousness and Transformative Studies, okay? And it's in the School of Psychology. And I love it because it's really about consciousness and paradigms and how do we view the world and how do we support people into viewing the world in a way that is productive and supportive of, you know, our divine birthright. And that's kind of where it's going. It's like a return back to that. So I'm taking 3 courses right now. And I will be sharing throughout these terms sort of nuggets that I'm taking away. The first class, Body Consciousness, Body Wisdom. I've said it before, the Western world more specifically, and now we start seeing this seeping into the Eastern world, is a mechanistic worldview where we think scientifically through the mind. Everything is about the mind, and mechanical, and we forgot about the body. So this beautiful class, Body Consciousness, Body Wisdom, is an opportunity to return to the body. And I can tell you that I absolutely love it. Why? Because because we get to be with our bodies. And some of the things that we're looking at are our hands, right? I think people don't necessarily look at their hands and, you know, we just use them. We take them for granted. It's kind of like a automatic thing, right? We don't stop every day and say, wow, my hands are magnificent. But, you know, we have these thumbs, right? And the thumbs have changed the way we engage the world itself. Just our thumbs alone, right? We're able to pick things up. We're able to, I mean, it makes our life so much easier to have a thumb. Just a thumb. I mean, that's crazy, right? It's surreal just to think about that. And so the magnificence of our hands, also the pressure points that each hand offers to us. There's something called cable jumping. I think that's what it's called. Sorry if I got the name wrong, but it's a ancient Chinese technique, and you literally just cable jump your fingers by actually just going like this and just putting your hands around your fingers and applying a little bit of pressure, and that literally relieves some of the stress in your body. They tell cancer patients to do this when they're sitting in the waiting room, and my professor says she does it when she goes to the dentist because apparently she's afraid of it. I didn't ask her why, but I probably should, and apparently it's probably because she gets nervous at the dentist. But if you're ever in a situation, and I'm glad that she gave me this because I had to get my iron infusion, is that you can just do this technique anywhere you are. It's simple, and literally each finger will support you, and you could even just close your eyes and kind of just grip your thumb or grip your index finger, middle finger, you know, ring finger, your pinky, and just grip it with the other hand and just see what's available for you, right? These are simple techniques. Just when I grab my index finger, what do I feel? Your thumbs, when you grip your thumbs, it helps to relieve worry and stress. And it's kind of funny because I didn't look at the meaning of what that was until after, but I closed my eyes to see, what does my body tell me? What was my body? There's a wisdom in the body. And I love that, body consciousness, body wisdom, because our body tells us a story. There's wisdom there to be heard. And I think that's probably why we had so many messiahs and all these prophets and everything that tell us it's internal. Everything's internal. Our body has a story to tell us. Our body has some information to give us that's important, right? That taps into our internal essence of who we are, and to make this vehicle work. Like, like I always say, raise your hand if you want to feel crappy. Nobody's gonna raise their hand. I don't think people raise their hand and say, yay, I want to feel like shit today. I no. But people want to feel good, right? You want to get up with energy, and you want to feel vibrant, and you want to look young, and maybe you're getting older and you're enjoying the aging process, but you want to feel young, and you can tell when individuals have taken care of their body. These older individuals that still have that vibrancy about them, they still feel young and fresh, right? And so our body itself has this internal youth and wisdom, and it's there to give us that information. And so this course is really super exciting. I'm also taking shamanic traditions, and I'm loving this class because it's not about shamanic traditions, really. It's more about the healing practices within each culture and what that means. And then they go into shamanism too, what it is and where it came from and how the word derived, and that it's kind of like a generic term people are starting to use. But it really came from Asia, is my understanding. And I can get into more information about the shamans and what that means, but looking at our lineage, right? Looking at our historical past, like, what does that have to offer? Like, how do we identify who we are based on our historical past? What traumas might still be lingering because of our lineage and our family? And then thinking, like, how do I heal that within myself, right? Or how do I honor that within myself? And so looking at those. And then I haven't started this course, but it starts in about a week, and that's the consciousness of sleep and dreams. And that I'm excited too, because I dream every night, and I wake up and I remember my dreams every day since I was a little girl, every single day. I don't think there's ever been a night that I didn't dream. No, there's not. There hasn't been. And I remember my dreams. So that's kind of cool, because there's something in the subconscious mind that's available. So our bodies are telling us something. In my shamanic tradition classes, and this is something that I'm going to offer to you guys, that I think it's a practice that you guys could take on if you choose to, is to have a sit spot. And I didn't really know what this was, but they said have a sit spot. Go a place near you that is in nature. It doesn't have to be completely in nature. So if you're in a city that you just to get out of nature would take trillions of miles to get out. Okay, that's an exaggeration, of course. But let's say, like, for me, my front yard, I have this beautiful apricot tree. And to me, that tree symbolizes so much: death, rebirth. I can see springtime. Everybody eats, at the abundance, the amount of food that it produces. It's just amazing to watch this tree go through its cycles, right? It represents cycles for me, all these things. So be with nature. And the sit spot itself is just an opportunity to be. You're not doing nothing. You just sit there for 10 to 15 minutes every day, and to sort of immerse yourself in your space, in this space, to be one with it. It's not like separate from you, but you become this synergized energy of oneness, right, with all of the surroundings. And so, I highly encourage that you try these things and see what's available for you. It's really just for you to discover you, really explore you and your experience with the world around you. And I think it's a beautiful thing to try and to start to look at, especially now that we are in these times of complete, things are going just, I don't know where they're going. This weird kind of distortion that we're seeing. It's like, what is the story? We're looking at the storyline and the plot of humanity, and it kind of looks weird, right? It's kind of like, what is that story? I don't get it. It's a little distorted, but we have the opportunity now to tap into our own unique story. What does it mean for you? What can you create? What's available for you? and your personal experiences and stories. That it doesn't have to be what the media tells you. It doesn't have to be what you know the novelas are telling you. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be traumatic. It could be peaceful and harmonious, or whatever it is you choose. But you get to create that dialogue for yourself, that story for yourself. And these are the techniques in which you can do that. So I'm really excited about this next phase. I also am excited because I bought this book. Oh, I'll also be taking Kung Fu. Me and my funny things. Be taking Kung Fu. So again, tapping into the body. I did take Kung Fu when I was in college, and I got a yellow belt. And then I quit because I was like, I don't want to train. You know, like I didn't want to have to train in front of the you know, the people. And I'm like, I quit. I don't want to do this. Perhaps I was a bit afraid. And so I just quit because I was like, I just want to learn the moves, and I don't want to have to, you know, do this in front of like all these people. Everybody was watching, and I was like, I felt exposed. So I was like, I don't want to do this. But I saw the master, right? He's a like 5th degree black belt Kung Fu from Shaolin Kung Fu. And he kept posting stuff on Facebook, so he's pretty active. And I don't think he remembered me. And I finally said, you know what, I'm going to take Kung Fu. So I went and signed up. So I am super excited. I will be starting my Kung Fu classes on Saturday, and Tai Chi as well. So they offer Tai Chi, and then they offer the classes to learn. And we'll see how much I advance, you know. I just want to do it for myself because this is a goal I have. But again, it's tapping into that inner body wisdom, right? Because I do Kundalini breath work. Kundalini is the opportunity to be with your breath and movement at the same time. What's available? What wisdom is there for you? So thinking about yourself, maybe you're not taking Kung Fu, maybe you're not taking Tai Chi, maybe you don't do Kundalini, but there's other things that you do. Maybe you go for a walk. You know, maybe you're one of those individuals who walks the dog, or or likes to ride their bike, or whatever it is that you do. When you're in action and when you're doing these things, ask yourself, what is your body telling you? What wisdom is there and available for you? And if you listen, right, you're going to take away these golden nuggets, these little things that tell you, hey, I'm here to support you. Or, hey, guess what? Your hands are an extension of the vibration and energy that you could send out to the world. Or your hands have the ability to heal through massage, through touch, through Reiki, through whatever you do. So, and then you're like, wow. Or maybe your feet, right? Whatever it is, whatever wisdom that your body's giving you in these actions and in these motions. And I started to think, you know, when I was in my sit spot, thinking about the tree and thinking about my hands and thinking about how my hands might try to reach to the sun to grow, to illuminate, but also my feet, like the tree, where the roots are grown, and that perhaps my feet can allow roots to be grown to be stable as well. And maybe I can expand myself both ways, right? And so I can expand up to the sun for the reach, but I can also grow my roots to the ground and then expand my energy both ways, right? And so what's available in that space when you're expanding yourself upward and downward? You know, maybe expanding yourself upward is, you know, the illumination of your higher self, right? And then grounding your roots is the subconscious mind and the deep dark things that we don't want to look at, but we're okay with it because we're going to get good with that. And that's going to be our anchor, right? It's going to anchor us in so that we're just not all over the place, right? So what's available with the body? Okay, and then I bought this great book, and literally, you guys, I spent $200 on this book. I was like, people spend $200 on shoes, I spend $200 on books. And then my friend's like, I didn't think you really spent $200. I thought you were just saying that. I was like, no, I really did. This book is called The Red Book, and it's humongous. And it's by Carl J. Jung, and it's Libris Novus. Liber Novus, the new book. Look at this big old thing. It's humongo. It's beautiful, you guys. It has sort of, so it's not Carl Jung's academic journals, or it's none of his, it's his personal experience with the world and what it meant, and drawings that he did. And I relate to this, and this is where I want to support you guys. You guys have an internal story. And like Carl Jung, he had his own personal internal experience with spirit, with God, with whatever higher, lower, devils, demons, whatever you want to call them, ego. You know, everybody has different labels for all this stuff. So, you know, we're not going to put it into one thing. But from a spiritual alchemist perspective, we all have a beautiful story to tell. And our story really is our experience within this world. And we have an opportunity to take account of what our experience is. That could be through creativity of art. It could be through writing, right? It could be through different mediums, whatever you choose to do. But you have the story, and it's yours, and it's always going to be yours. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a gift, right? And you can leave it behind. And that, for me, that's my divine purpose. Leave this story behind. And maybe one day my story will help somebody, right? And maybe it'll ignite that urgency inside them to create their story. We're living somebody's story right now. I just want you guys to really let that sink in. The way that we see the world is a storyline that was created by somebody. By who? Who were the writers of the story? Who were the ones who were allowed to write the story? Who made the choice on whose story was important, who wasn't? Everybody's story is important, right? And this goes back to myth. This goes back to the storytelling. This goes back to, and why? Because it's the way we experience the world. When you think about these hieroglyphics, or you think about the cave drawings, it was just them expressing a story of how they saw the world. Whatever they saw, they wrote. However they experienced the world, they wrote it down. So who was writing it? Right? Think about that. Think about that, and let that really sink in, that the story that's being told is somebody's story. If they can write their stories, why can't we write ours? Why can't you write your story, how you view the world? You can. You absolutely can. People might not be on board with your story. I can tell you, some people will be like, Natalie, you live in a fantasy world you live in. I'm like, I love my world. The world that I have created for me, my storyline, I love it. I love it so much. Even all the trials and tribulations, but all the triumphs and the beauty too. So you guys have that same ability to create your story and the way that you engage the world. And you could leave it behind, right? That becomes the legacy, right? That's my legacy. It's like, here you go. Here's this story that I have. And it's a story of beauty. It's a story of love. It's a story of compassion. It's a story of overcoming trials. It's a story of forgiveness. It's, like that. And it becomes your story. And it's expressed how? Through words, through symbols, through writing, through art, through shared experience with people, through communication, through videos, right? Part of my story is leaving videos. So again, we all have our unique story. Whoever's creating the story, you got to ask yourself, do I want to be part of that story, or do I want to create my own? Or how do our stories intermingle? But you guys have that ability, and I just want you to know that you're beautiful, and that your stories are beautiful, and that you all have this great unique ability to overcome, or you wouldn't be here. You've had to overcome some great trials. Everybody has. We would not be here if we didn't overcome our trials, right? We'd have already given up and perished. But we're still here, and we're still breathing, and we're still saying, you know what, I'm going to take the world on. So remember, tap into your story. And I will continue. Healing through the dark emotions was what we were doing before, the wisdom of grief, fear, and despair. I will continue to read that book because I still feel like people understanding the dark emotions is part of the story that they forget. They want to leave that out. They don't want to be, or they want to get rid of that story, and you don't get rid of it. But you can utilize that story to uplift you, to motivate you, to use it for drive, just if you know how to use it properly, right? For your best benefit. So there you have it. Again, happy 3-year anniversary, Spirit and Coffee. I'm really trying. I know I'm going to have some courses coming out. I'm going to be working on a website. I'm just breathing through it because something's blocking there, but I'm getting coaching around that so that I can really support. The first one would be setting goals and achieving them, which is really how do we create more time in our life, will be the first course. And I'm excited. I'm excited to actually offer you guys something that you, if you choose into, you can or not. It's totally up to you. Of course, I'd love to have you do it because there is a process, and the process works if you follow it. It's like any process, right? If you follow the process, but it's getting over the hurdles and the mindset that keeps you from actually achieving the goals that you want to. And so I'm excited about that. That should be starting in February. I don't know. I should probably do like maybe I can do a drawing or something and have a pilot with, individuals who get it for free to try it and see and give feedback about what can be changed to make it better before it launches completely to the masses. And then I just put it out there and get vulnerable. So there you have it. Cheers to you. I'm just very honored again, and bless you guys so much. I'm sending you so much love and kindness and joy for your life and protection and just goodness. I mean, we can give more goodness to the world. If people can give not goodness, meanness, then I can give goodness. So that's my thing. That's like my theme now. If people can be mean, I can be nice. Why not? There's a lot of people that are putting some not so nice things out there, and so I want to put some nice stuff out there. Why not? So I love you guys. Have the most fantastic, funky, freaky, phenomenal, fabulous, fun, I don't know another F word, Friday ever. And then I will be seeing you guys on Monday. And so lots of love. It's nice to be nice. I know. Quad D. Quad D, you've been here for a while, so kudos to you. I know that you, and good morning, West Be Killed. West Be Killed. You've been through some stuff, right? And I just appreciate you and your flathead. Hi, flathead. What does that mean? I'm like, flathead? Yeah, I guess I do have a flathead. Not really. Well, yeah, maybe. It's kind of round. I don't know what that means. Quad D is a flathead. Oh. Oh, Lord. I was like, I'm a flathead? How can you see me? Oh, well, I'm on Facebook Live. Oh, because he believes in flat earth. Oh. You guys are so funny. I'm like, I wonder if I could. It's, they did this call-in, and I've been trying to figure out if I could do call-ins and have them connect to my Facebook Live. But you guys are funny. So he's a flathead because he's a flat earth. Got it. And so I'm assuming you guys aren't flat earths. I just say whatever, whatever works. Again, it's the story, right? Like, I don't know if it's round or flat. I really have never been in outer space, so I can't. I never contribute to these things, and I'm not a physicist, and I'm not doing aerospace mathematics to get people out of the atmosphere, which I think you need to understand how the world works in order to get flight. It's all mathematical. I don't, so for me, I'm like, well, I know that I'm standing on a something. I think. At least I think I am. Sorry, I'll go down the rabbit hole with this, but that's funny. Haha, US. You Scottish. Oh, you Scottish. Me too, Quaddy. Okay. Space is fake. I'm good. Early finish on Friday. Hey, what do you mean space is fake? Biblical cosmology is interesting. It's snowy. Oh, it's snowy. Huh. Let's see. I wonder if I could get you guys to call in. You guys want to call in? Not here. I want to see if it, well, I don't know if it'd work. I gotta figure this out. Maybe one of you guys are techie enough to like somehow teach me. It only works on Podbean. Oh, I got it. So I can't transfer because I do a live Facebook video at the same time, which is why I don't have call-ins ever, because I'm like, well, the people on Facebook won't hear what's going on. They're gonna be like hearing half a story and they're like, what the heck's going on? So if we come on here, I don't know if you would hear us. Yeah, I don't think I would at this point, but I think I'll figure it out eventually. I think it should make for some interesting conversations for sure. But you guys seem to be having fun figuring it out. Let's see. I'm having I don't know what that is. Wes, where are you from? Is this show about? Wait, what is the show? When you are on, by the way, I've caught your show a few times. It's kind of funny. I'm on kind of, well, pretty much, I do Monday through Friday. Of course, I've been off for a week because I was not feeling well. And I don't typically have a particular time that I get on. It's usually around 7:30 Mountain Standard Time, maybe 8 o'clock. And so it just kind of depends. I'm not like trying to grow this thing to 1 billion people, right? Pacific or specifics. Okay, so it's like whenever, and whoever shows up shows up. That's how I run Spirit and Coffee. It's the way it's always ran. Been doing it for 3 years. People show up, they don't. I'm not really worried about the numbers. It's more about people actually living their best life. So there you have it. So yeah. And you guys seem to be having fun. So I'm wondering, are you guys like serious about spiritual alchemy? Are you guys like trolls on Podbean? Wait, tell me. What does that mean? What is we're Arius? I don't know what that means. So if you could explain. We are serious. Serious what? Serious about what? What are you serious about? You see dead people. Okay, so you've watched, what is that movie called? Haha, podcast called A Penny for Your Thoughts. We do conspiracies, true crime. A penny for your thoughts, huh? And so do you get people's thoughts? Do you actually give people pennies and then they give their thoughts? conspiracies. And what are you eating, woman? I'm not eating. I'm drinking coffee. So it's called Spearing Coffee. It's Skype, and we record it, and we add visuals. Okay, Americans are so literally unreal. Literally unreal. What does that mean, literally unreal? It's not live, it's just myself. And we have a daily show. Okay, cool. Well, that's cool. Sounds like you guys have fun together. Looks like you guys have some fun energy there. Oh, we take everything literally. 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 We take everything literally. I don't know. Give me the link. I'm English. Oh, I don't do very good accents, by the way. So, and I'm Russian. Ooh. Okay, I'm a Russian. Russian and English. Yeah, I don't take everything literally. But let's see. I think that I think yeah, you guys can, if you guys want to share stuff, that's fine. I mean, honestly, this podcast is it's just about love it all, even the crazies, even the trolls, even the whatever shows up. It's all about love. And in my eyes, we're all one. You're not separate from me, so I'll be like, you guys are my crazy subconscious mind going off on a rant. You are Jack's subconscious mind. You know, if that's what you want to do, whatever makes you happy, fine. You know, people aren't going to change, right? I don't have the ability to change anything or change who you are as an individual. But I will say, whatever, if it's serving you and you're living your best life, then it's your story, right? I can't change your story. I can't say, hey, believe my story because it's more real. Trust me, no one lives in my storyline. I don't have to buy, okay. More real? No. You guys are funny. So we take things literally. I think so. I think some people lack the ability to have a sense of humor sometimes, and I think that people take things very. They don't have fun with life, and so that's part of the story too. Have fun. Like, don't be so serious all the time. I get serious a lot though. Yeah, I get super serious about life, and then I have to laugh at myself and be like, it's not that serious. Okay. And that's it. Okay, there's no such thing as too passionate. You're either passionate or not passionate. There's no too passionate. That's like saying you're more passionate. There's no such thing as more. You're either passionate or you're not. You're either happy or you're not. You're either pissed off or you're not, right? So there's no too much. It's either you are or you aren't. Simple, right? The Ralph Williams. Hey, Ralph Williams, I'm pissed off. Why are you pissed off? You're pissed off? Well, I'm sorry. Is that serving you to be pissed off? If it is, then good. I'm not. I'm having a great time. I love my life. You're like, how can you love life when everything's in chaos? Because I'm the calm in the storm. When everything's going crazy, I'm there. Maybe I'm causing all the chaos, and I'm just the calm there watching it happen. Lord have mercy. Faster, stronger. You guys are crazy. So yeah, your podcast information. If you want to share your podcast, I'll go check it out just to see. But you can email me at spiritandbrew@gmail.com with your links, and I'll go take a look at you guys, see what you guys got going on. My work, making us wear masks day at work, on a government website, printing out an exempt card. Oh, they have exempt cards? I didn't know these things. That's kind of cool. Or is that, am I taking that literally and you really don't? uh, do you have social media? Yes, I do. Do you have social media? Spirit and Brew. I do actually. I do a live show on Facebook Live, so it's at Spirit and Coffee One, and it's on Facebook, and you can find me there. You have a best friend that's a ghost. That's good for you. I'm glad you have ghost friends. I hope they're nice to you. I hope they give you hugs and they don't torture you. And if you're being serious, that's cool. So, hey, you know what? I am not past anything, right? There's people say they see ghosts, this and that. People have asked me if I'm a fortune teller, if I do this. And the reality is, you know, it's not easy to predict the future when you see the patterns of humanity. They just repeat themselves. So nobody's really a prophet. They're just looking at the patterns and saying, oh yeah, this should probably happen again because it happened before. And we don't learn. Humans are kind of like not very smart sometimes. We just kind of bump our head against the wall 500 billion times before we get it. And, you know, that's part of the story. So there you go. So, thank you guys for chiming in. I don't know. It's fun to read all these things. But again, if you want to go, like I said, I do Spirit and Coffee live on spiritandcoffee.com. So, I'm going to see, let me see if I can get you to call in, Quadi. Oh, you're going to call in? I'm getting bored. Sorry. Well, it's because you guys are writing all this stuff. So if you're getting bored, it's probably because I'm off topic and I'm paying attention to what you guys are doing. I was about to say goodbye before you all got on. I'm just kidding. If you're getting bored, sounds like a personal problem, though. I'll tell you that. Boredom comes from your own inability to make yourself excited. Boredom's not an external thing. Even on your topic, still dry. Yeah, it could be dry for some. You know, it could be boring, and that's okay. This podcast isn't for everybody, and it's okay. No big deal. Whatever works for you. Um, Whatever makes you happy, right? Answer, woman. I have to let go of the people here on the Facebook Live. So just so you know. So I'll say goodbye to them and I'll see if I can let you call in. So give me just a second, okay? Yes, I am real. So let me say goodbye. No, I care about them. Sorry. I love them. So I started off on Facebook Live. So I'll say goodbye to Facebook Live. You guys have a good day. And I'm going to continue on Podbean and see if I can get these people to call in because I've been wanting to try this. Okay, so love you.